I have a problem. I am acquiring books more quickly than I am reading them. And I'm running out of room to store them. So I need to start reading some of these books that I've been collecting, adding to my collection, which is why we're here today. I am making a TBR jar, which is, if you are not familiar, a collection of prompts that will help me pick books from my physical TBR, or my to-be-read shelf. So I have a couple pages of different prompts here that I'm going to cut up into little strips. I'm going to store them in this cute little dish, and I'll be using this to pick the prompts to help me decide what books I'm going to read off of my TBR so that I can make some room. As I was starting to come up with a list of prompts that I could use to pick out which books I'm going to read, I noticed that I was starting to tailor the prompts that I was writing to specific books that I knew I already had. So to eliminate that problem, I enlisted the help of my boyfriend and his daughter. They came up with some really great ones, and I also took to the internet for some inspiration. So I have 25 different prompts here. I'll read through them, and then I'm going to cut them up, fold them up, and I'll be picking my next read. I just finished reading House of Flame and Shadow, and I'm ready for a fantasy break. So I thought this would be the perfect time. Okay, without further ado, here's my list of prompts. A book with something edible on the cover. A book with the letter A in the title at least 3 times. A book with exactly 2 words in the title. A book with a number in the title. The first book you see that is the same color as your underwear. Starting in the upper left corner of the bookshelf. This one's a little complicated. Starting in the upper left corner of the bookshelf and working left to right, append the words "in bed" to each title. Choose the first one that makes you laugh. That's a good one. A book with a purple cover. A book with a black cover. A book with a red cover. A book with a blue cover. A book by an author you've never read. The book with your least favorite cover. A book that matches the current season. A book you've had for a long time. A book from a genre you rarely or never pick. A book that's under 250 pages. A book that's over 350 pages. The first book you see on Instagram that you already own. A book by a BIPOC author. A book with stars on the cover. A book I have a duplicate. A book set in the current season, so I guess I'll just be working through all my seasonal reads. A book with a detective. A book with a place in the title. A book with a name in the title. A fairy tale retelling. All right, here we go. All right, here we have it. What's it gonna be? The jar has chosen. It's a book with a name in the title. I'm going to pick out all the books that I have that have a name in the title, and then I will pick from there. Well, I scoured my shelves for all the books that have a name in the title. And it didn't really help me narrow it down. These are all my options. So let's go through them. I have The Hawthorne Legacy, Mr. Mercedes, My Dark Vanessa, Act Your Age, Eve Brown, Take a Hint, Danny Brown, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Clytemnestra, Alice Sadie Celine, and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I have eliminated 3 from the stack. This first one being Act Your Age, Eve Brown, because it's 3rd in the series and I haven't read the second one yet. So put that one off to the side. I've also eliminated The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I've heard a lot of really good things about this book, but for whatever reason, it just hasn't sparked my interest yet. So I think I'm going to keep this one on the shelf for a little while. I also eliminated The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue because, like I said, I want to take a little break from fantasy. So I'm going to save this one for later. I also think I'm going to put The Hawthorne Legacy off to the side because I don't know that I want to start a new series just yet. I think I want to take a break from series for a little while and read some standalones. Although that logic doesn't really track because I'm keeping Mr. Mercedes in the mix, so whatever. I also think I'm going to eliminate Clytemnestra. It's set in ancient Greece and it's not speaking to me right now. This is so hard. Take a Hint, Danny Brown is going to stay in the running. I loved the first book in that series, and so I'm looking forward to this one. I think a lighthearted, cute little rom-com might be a nice option. Don't think I'm feeling a mystery thriller either, so I'm going to put Mr. Mercedes off to the side. So I've got like 2 extremes here, a cute little rom-com or like pretty serious literary fiction. So these 2 both seem like kind of heavy reads, and I don't know that I'm feeling that right now. So I think I'm going to go with Take a Hint, Danny Brown. So it sounds like this one has some fake dating and maybe a little bit of grumpy sunshine. All right, this is the winner. I'm going to dive into this one tonight. That ended up being a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I thought the prompts were going to help me make a decision a little bit more easily, but I guess I was wrong. It is almost 8 o'clock. I have a couple other little things to wrap up before I'm done for the night, and then I will settle in to read a little bit before I go to bed. Now I have to put all these away. Wish me luck. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for helping me pick my next read. If you have any suggestions for prompts to add to my TBR jar, I'd love to hear them, so please drop them in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, happy reading!